Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Alan. This is Project Elevate, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Philly Elbow Freelance in NBA2k22. I play my team, but you can obviously use this in any 5v5 mode. So go ahead and select the Philly Elbow Freelance as your primary freelance. As far as settings, I go over this every video. Adaptive engine, I usually turn off. Freelance series order, I set to dynamic and do not repeat. And then visual feedback settings. Very important to have it light plus full. Play messages showing on. Offense, defense communication helps a lot. And offensive play vision set to all plays. All right, so obviously go into your gameplay menu. Go ahead and set the freelance to Philly Elbow. All right, so I want you guys to think about this as positions on the floor and actions that are going to get triggered from certain positions on the floor. So I'm just going to kind of like stand in certain positions for a little bit and kind of talk through it, and then we're going to dive into some of the branches and stuff. Okay, so from the top of the key here, you're going to get this double pin down action thing going on, and it's just going to loop over and over again. Obviously, in a game situation, you're going to run into shot clock situations, but if you just stand here, you're going to get this double pin down. Now, we know if you've been playing 2K22, the pin downs are pretty effective to get open, and they're just going to keep doing that. So you're going to have two options. It's going to make it hard for people to off ball it because you're going to have one side open. Very effective, just kind of basic motions. And it's going to change depending on where you're at in the court. If you kind of go over to this side here, you're going to see one pin down, and you have your option to go to the post there, which is the elbow, hence the Philly Elbow. So that motion is just going to kind of repeat. I'm going to set a screen. So you can choose which guy you want to take the shot off that screen. They're going to keep switching places. Okay, from this position here, you're going to have a different loop going on, and you have a cut down the middle to the basket. Sometimes that's open, so don't be afraid to use that if it is. And then you have a looping around for a three. Sometimes that's open, so don't be afraid to use that. As you can see, they're just going to continuously loop. So get into the habit of finding positions if you want to go through certain actions, and just working your way to that position in the floor, and get familiar with what's going to happen while you're in those positions. If you pass down here to the corner, go all the way down to the corner, you're going to have this type of loop action. So you're going to have the cut down the middle, and then a guy filling up at the top too. So you have three passing options. This is going to make it harder to off ball. You have a cut going down the middle, which you can just, you can pass down and just kind of go work in the post. You can fill out to the wing, or hit that guy that's getting to the top of the key. Sometimes he's going to get stuck long, or sometimes they're going to be playing corner. They're going to be playing off-ball defense in that corner, in that far corner, and you're going to have a wide open three-point shot at the top of the key. Okay, and then you have the elbow, and what's going to happen if you just kind of stand here at the elbow, you're going to get double pin downs on the opposite side, and you're going to get a handoff option on the other side, on your strong side. You kind of come over here. As they're doing that, you're going to get that type of little moving screen opportunity there for a three. Also, the guy from the opposite side pulling up to the top of the key. All right, so those are the primary positions on the floor. So let's kind of like take a look at what happens during each branches, and like what happens when you make certain passes from those different positions. All right, so here I want to just kind of run through the options and kind of in a more flowy type nature instead of just stopping for each branch. So you have your double pin downs coming here. You're making your pass to the non-center side. Going down into the corner, you're gonna get the cut through, the fill in. You swing the ball into the pinch post there, or the elbow. And away, and you got your options for your 3-point shots. So you have that little moving screen, kind of like dribble handoff type of option there. You have the double pin down, looping up to the top. That's gonna look how much space you have on Pippen over here. So look for that, definitely. Look to curl him in. Look to attack from there and see how the defense collapses. And then you're back into this spot here, and again it's gonna flow back right into like where we started. So that's kind of a whole transition loop in a kind of like moving the ball, swinging the ball type of motion, just so you see. Now, remember the key to all this is knowing what actions are going to happen from different spots on the floor. This offense, this freelance is very useful for online play. I've used it a lot in online, and it's such a different look than what people are used to seeing, especially in my team, where it's kind of like 5 out pick and roll over and over again. You kind of know what to expect. People are not going to they're not going to know how to deal with this right away. Obviously, if you get into the hugely highly competitive scene, they're going to make reads. They're where they're at for a reason. But against your average player, they're going to not know how to deal with all these different options. They're going to be trying to take away one thing, and you're going to have an option on the other side. So you got to make reads too as an offensive player and see. So in this situation here, pin downs are easy to defend for high level players because they cheat. They see, hey, there's a pin down going. But here they have to make a choice. They have to decide, hey, I'm going to cheat on one side or the other. And you just go to the side that they're not off balling to, and use kind of their off ball defense against them, in the sense to just generate decent basketball looks, not in a cheesy way, but in a strategic, high IQ basketball way. All right, so from this position here, we know we're getting the double pin down. If you go to the opposite side of where the center is setting the screen, and you take a little half step towards the top of the key, you're going to get this type of action going on. You're going to get a backdoor pick here. See, I make that little tiny move. If you go more towards the sideline, it's going to go into the cut down the middle option. But if you take a tiny little step towards the top of the key, you're going to get this. Now, if they're playing tight all around, tight deny defense, this is going to be open. This is going to be a nice little option. You got the dunk there. You see the corner coming to help. So you got the kick out for the 3 if you want as well. Okay, and if you go from this double pin down branch, if you go to the sides where the center is, what's usually going to happen is you're going to get a side pick and roll. So you're going to see Sabonis setting the pick and roll there, and you have a little 2-man game. If he gets caught up on the screen, you have a little step back 3-pointer from the corner there. If you got a switch, like in this case, you get a little switch going on. So just dump it down to your center and go to work. Do your thing. All right, so from here in the double pin down, you go to the center side, and a lot of times it'll go into a pick and roll. If not, he's going to clear out, and they're going to fill into the corner. And if you go ahead and make that pass to the corner, you're going to get a cut down to the hoop from Pippen. Now, he'll clear all the way through and they'll loop through. But if you decide to just kind of pass it into Pippen here before he finishes his cut and go into a post-up situation, you're going to see that your teammates are going to give you the space to work. So you can ISO in the post from this very effectively and just kind of go to work. If you have a mismatch, if you have a switch, if you have just a taller offensive player, just go into the post and kind of do your thing. That's Jordan territory. That's Kobe territory. So you get opportunities for that. So just understand that position is going to give you a little bit of ISO. It's going to freeze the freelance, so you don't wait for them to start making cuts. They're going to give you space to work from that particular branch. All right, so this is a cool little branch. It doesn't trigger all the time, but it's really cool when it does. So swinging the ball, you're getting your cut, down the center. You're getting your guy popping up to the top of the key, and then you're going to your elbow here. So from here, you're going to get your double screen on the weak side. You get your handoff. If you move to the side, you're going to get your handoff. Now, as soon as you pass it to the top here, then it's going to flow into a pick and roll situation with spacing. So you have your guy in the corner. Every guy's giving you your space. It's a nice way to get into the pick and roll, from ball movement. So again, that doesn't trigger all the time. A lot of times they'll kind of go back into their loop, but look for that to trigger and take advantage of it when it does. All right, so from this situation here where you're getting your backdoor pick, that's not there. You get a backdoor pick for your center, and then he pops up. Now, when you pass it on that second pass to the top of the key, it's going to go into this branch here. So you got a lot of movement going on. So pay attention to what's going on here. You're getting Sabonis setting a pick. He doesn't get caught up on that pick, but so you have a dump down to the post option there. You have looping around going on here. When you make that pass there, you have kind of a flare screen to the corner from Sabonis. So you have that option there. And if that doesn't, if that's not there, then it flows into a pick and roll. There you go. You have Sabonis on the roll there. You have a situation where if they help, you got the kick out, for the shot. So you're getting a lot of good basketball scoring options, from flow of motion. Defenders moving around, scrambling. Of course, you just have to understand. You got to spend a little bit of time in scrimmage, getting to know some of the plays. We just got a domination in my team. So run some freelance. This is actually very effective in domination against the CPU. You generate a lot of really good open looks. And what I really like about this freelance is that it is very effective online. And again, there's a lot of different branches I could go into. I could spend a lot of time. I could make this video super, super long. But I'm more than happy to help you guys out on stream, run through it, even just jump into scrimmage and just run through some of it and talk through it if you guys want. So pop into stream sometime, say what's up. The vibes in there are always very chill. So hopefully I'll see you guys in there. And I hope this really helps you guys out. I like diving into different freelances and seeing what they're kind of useful for. I've done jazz, I've done triangle. Now this Philly elbow. Jazz is very good for offline play. It can work online, but it's not the greatest for online because it's a little slow. Triangle is just kind of like, it's an antiquated offense for sure. It's kind of more just for the nostalgia for me. But you can get some effective looks off of it too. And this offense is very useful across all the boards because you got a lot of options. It's very good against off-ball defense. And again, man, so it's gonna put you in a lot of good basketball positions where you can make reads, you can make some moves, and just add a little variety to your game. Mix in some plays. Don't just run the freelance, blindly. Mix in some plays, mix in some ISOs, mix in some pick and rolls, and just get good basketball opportunities. And it's simple out there, work for good shots and contest shots on the other end. So again, I hope this helps you guys out. If it did, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. My name is Alan. This is Project Elevate. Till next time, elevate your grind, game yourselves, and each other. Peace.